What's up, guys? Not a whole lot here, just playing some Battlefield 3 in Ultra, yes. And if you don't know, I did get a new graphics card. Now, I'm really pretty excited about it. If you follow me on Twitter and Facebook, you probably saw me talking about it a little bit, how I was going out to pick up a new card. And, I went out with the intentions of getting a 7970 because I've always been an AMD guy, an ATI. The Radeon cards have been what I've always used. I have never had an NVIDIA card. And I got there, I was looking at some of the prices, I noticed that the 680 was on sale, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty tempting, because bang for your buck, the 670 is probably the best card on the market, at least in my opinion, because it is a good, low power consumption, which is something I really strive for. It saves you money in the long run, because I don't think a lot of people think about that. When you factor in how much it costs to run a computer, over the course of time, using less power is obviously going to save you some money, and I am a very environmental conscious person, so I was like, I'm looking at these two cards, I'm looking at the power consumption on all three of them. Ultimately, I decided to go with the 680 just because I like that extra power. I'm going to need the extra power for live streaming. If I was not a YouTube guy, if I wasn't someone who live streamed, I would say the 670 would be the way to go, but I ultimately wanted the extra 5% power, so I did go with the 680. I mean, that's just the card that I wanted, and it's weird to me to think that I betrayed my roots on the ATI cards, because like I said, I've always used those, but I think bang for my buck, I got the best card. And a lot of people might say one way or the other, but I think since I didn't plan on overclocking my card, there was really no point in getting a 7970. But down the road, perhaps when I become a rich YouTube millionaire, I might SLI this or something like that and have a completely beast rig. But right now, I am satisfied with my little bitty 680, because it can run Ultra and some really good frames. I think I was getting like between 70 and like low 90s on this, which is pretty good, because I joined this lobby in particular, this server, because I wanted to push the limits of the card. And the close quarters maps seem to be a little bit more demanding than I think a lot of people realize. I've noticed when I was using my old card, which if you're curious, I did upgrade from a 6870 Radeon, and it is a substantial improvement, and it really struggled on some of these close quarters maps, because I don't know what it is about them, but they were a little bit more demanding on my system for some reason. So I was like, alright, let's jump in a 64-man close quarters map, and that's something I've never tried, and I was like, well, we'll see how stupid this is, but if anything, I'll get a good idea of how this card's going to run on Ultra, and I was pretty pleased with the results. Now, granted, I only play in, I mix it up. Sometimes I play in 720, mostly I play in 1080, so I don't max the card out at, like, what is it, 2500 by 1600 or whatever that weird resolution is. I don't play in that, obviously. I just play in, like, normal resolutions. I don't go overboard or anything like that. So the card definitely does what I want it to, which means that I can get back to live streaming, because if you don't know, I was having problems live streaming with my 6870, because when the going got tough, the card really just kind of crapped out on me, and that was kind of a downer, because I did really like that card. It was a good card. You could play Battlefield 3 in Ultra on it with about 30-40 frames, somewhere in that line. You definitely couldn't record with it though, so I had to mix it up a little bit, because I wanted to play on a little bit higher setting. I was sick of playing on low, because I've always played on low for performance issues. I've always been a performance whore over beauty, because I think performance is much better. Brains before beauties, guys. But I don't know. I was like, I want to play Battlefield in some nice looking, because these close quarters maps are so nice looking, and I wanted to experience that, and this card definitely allows me to do that. So I'm pretty satisfied with it. Now, you won't see me playing in Ultra. That's just silly to me. Playing in Ultra, it's a two-way street. It looks really good, but I can't really tell the difference between high and Ultra, to be honest. Honestly, medium is my favorite setting, just because it makes it look nice, but at the same time you get more performance and you get better visibility. I've always also played in low for visibility issues. A lot of people have always asked me, you've got a good card, why do you play on low? Well, beyond performance, I've noticed that in Battlefield 3, I can pick out enemies much easier when I'm playing on a lower setting, just because they seem to blend in less with the environment, and I'm sure that's something to do with the textures and stuff like that. So low has always been something that I've kind of defaulted to in every game, at least multiplayer wise, just because, like I said, it's easier to pick people out, and that's a competitive edge when you're running around at the speed of light on some of these close quarters maps, which already have super low visibility. So you won't see me playing low, or anymore at least. You won't see me playing ultra. I might pick a middle ground. I might try high. I might try medium with a mix of some of the higher settings. That way it'll give me good performance, and at the same time I'll be able to pick people out of the environments much easier. So anyways, a little bit about this gameplay for those guys interested in it. I am using the P90 at a suggestion of you guys. A lot of you guys suggested in my RPDW's underpowered video about on the M5K to check out the P90, because I've used the P90. I've done underused weapons on it in the past, and I wanted to revisit it to see how good it performs in close quarters, and it actually does really well. You don't get outgunned that often. Having the large ammo is a super big advantage, and it definitely kind of opened my eyes a little bit about some of the PDWs, because before, PDWs were all about flanking because the maps were a little bit larger, other than maybe like Bazaar and Metro. So being in there and outgunning people are more than important than ever. So the P90 definitely does that well. I like the P90. I think it's one of my favorite close quarters weapons right now. PDW wise, I've been using the MP7, and I think I actually prefer the P90 on some of the close quarters maps over the MP7, just because it does have that giant 50 round magazine. But watch this right here. You serious? That right there really made me mad, and I left that in there for you guys to see. That was complete horse crap. I don't know how that guy got me, but anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm really excited. Be prepared to see some more beautiful Battlefield 3 in the future, because I've got this nice card now. It'll benefit you guys, because now you can watch Battlefield in a higher resolution on my channel. But I will see you guys next time. Peace.